Try to imagine, just for a moment, some of the best moments you've had in your life. Try to think about how these moments have made you feel. Were you with a friend, a family member, a significant other? Those moments that sometimes have the ability to make all the other bad things in our life just fade away for just a little bit. Now, try to imagine those moments and every other experience and relationship you've ever had in your life taken away because of someone other than yourself never gave you the chance to live. Good afternoon. My name is Joshua Blankenship. As a Christian and a friend of an abortion recipient, I understand the negative repercussions that come from abortions, as well as how they go against godly values. Although abortion is becoming more and more popular in America today, it's important to realize that abortion does have negative consequences. It affects us all, and it goes strictly against God's value for human life. This brings me, over the next few moments, we'll be talking about how abortion is prevalent in America today, talking about just a few of those negative consequences, and we'll also be talking about specifically how abortion goes against God's value for human life. This brings me to my first point. Abortion is extremely prevalent in America today. According to Fox News, 1.5 million women choose to get an abortion every year. And according to Christian Life Resources, just under 55 million abortions have been done since the year 1973. Now, as outrageous as this number sounds, it's also very important to realize that this number grows daily and it doesn't seem to have an end in sight. This brings me to my next point. Abortion has negative consequences. It affects all of us, but more specifically, it affects the woman receiving the abortion. According to the American Pregnancy Association, women who have received abortions are more likely to experience other mental repercussions such as regret, all the way down to depression, and even rage in some cases. According to Dr. Frederickson from the University Publications of America, women who receive abortions and have cervical scarring are 300% to 500% more likely to have troubles during their next pregnancy. This brings me to my last point. Abortion does go against God's values. It goes against His value for human life specifically. This is seen in the fact that God made us as humans in His own image. In Genesis 1:26 through 27, it goes over that. It also is seen directly in God's commandment for us not to murder, and abortion is the murder of an unborn life. And that is seen in Exodus 20:13. And lastly, Paul talks about he was called out while he was still in his mother's womb in Galatians 1:15-16, arguing that we are set apart by God even before we are technically born. And to kill an unborn person is, in fact, murder. In summary, over the last few minutes, I've talked about the prevalence of abortion in America. I've talked about just some of the negative effects it has on the mother of the aborted child. And I've talked about how it directly violates God's value for human life. Now, I would deeply encourage you to take a stand against abortion. You don't necessarily have to have the conviction of Christianity as I do, but morally, you have to understand that it is wrong to murder. I would also encourage you to dwell on what you have been presented with over the last few moments. Think about it, and remember, contrary to public belief, it is not our choice to decide if a child lives or dies. Thank you.